Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome here if it's your first time. In today's video, I'm checking out the FX Audio Tube 05. Let's get it. What's cracking audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews. So the Tube 05, I'm going to call it the 05 technically. It comes in at $119. It's got a tube, that one there, and that is a 12AU7 vacuum tube, and that is there to impart some tubey goodness to your sound. But we'll get to all the sound in a minute. I want to talk about the features. There are a couple of nifty things. First of all, there's one thing, I don't know if I like it or not. So it seems to be something that these cheaper tube amps are doing lately. They put an LED underneath the tube, so it doesn't really glow that bright by itself, but because of the LED, I don't know, I'm rambling already. Let's get on with it. Let me tell you some of the features first. It's got an intelligent output switch, and what that does is, I'll show you here in just a minute. You can see now it's outputting to the RCA, which is on the back here, so you can use this as a preamp as well. So right now it's outputting to RCA, but if I plug some headphones in, it automatically switches to the headphone output. I think that's pretty neat. You can choose that in the system menu as well, and I will get into that right now actually. This also has treble and bass tone controls, which is pretty cool. That's obviously a volume knob, and if you press the button it'll take you into the menu. Here you can select your input. Oh, by the way, yeah, I wanted to talk about this. You can actually run this as a standard amplifier, which is default, or you can run it as via the tube, just simple as that. So that's really neat. It gives you an easy way to listen to the difference between a, standard amp and a tube amp, and that's really useful. You can select your output here. You can have it set at just RCA or headphone, and then you've got your treble and bass controls. You can go down to minus and up to plus 10 dBs on both of those, so it's pretty cool like that. Now also on the front here we've got a 3.5mm and a 6.35mm headphone out. Unfortunately, there's no balanced output. I guess that's just part of being such a low cost product. Around on the back here, you can see your RCA line in and your RCA line out. So it's a pretty simple device. It does have these vents in the top and the back of the unit, which is nice because tube amps, they do get very hot, and this one is no exception. Now in terms of output power, we're looking at 960 milliwatts for the headphone out, so almost a watt out of the headphone amp, which is pretty respectable. Oh, and one other thing, this has a 0.1 ohm impedance output, so that is very good. Technically, it should be good for even sensitive IEMs, but it's not. And that's one of the cons of this device. Like if you are looking for an IEM amplifier, you probably don't want this one. And the reason for that is that even when it's on the lowest possible volume, 0.1, it's still pretty loud. It just doesn't have fine volume control when you get down low. So it's really designed for headphones, particularly higher impedance ones like your Sennheiser 6XX series, and things like the Beyerdynamic DT series, etc. So yeah, not a good match for IEMs, designed primarily for headphones. Okay, so onto the sound. Now I want to start by talking about the differences between direct mode and tube mode. Now in direct mode, which is without the tube, this device sounds a little bit more transparent. Notes are more focused and they are less distorted. Remember, the whole point of having tubes is for those second order harmonics and a very subtle but good kind of distortion, which gives you that natural sound. And once you switch it over to tube mode, those second order harmonics kick in and they bring with them some of that subtle coloration. They smooth out some of the harshness of modern digital recordings and introduce a certain musicality. But the Tube 05, it doesn't create the same kind of rich tones you'll find in an OTL amp or one with multiple tubes, for example. But the difference this single tube makes is definitely audible. Like I said, you can switch in real time between direct mode and tube mode, which is really useful. But in tube mode, instruments and vocal notes, they take on a rounder, more harmonious quality, enriching the sound, and this contributes to a pronounced warmth, enhancing the depth and the resonance of each note. That gentle distortion and soft clipping contribute to a pleasant saturation, enhancing the overall musicality and the depth, and overall the Tube 05 presents a pretty charming little sound, offering a blend of classic warmth and modern fidelity. So to sum up, look, I think for $119, this is a pretty good little unit. It's got some excellent features. The only thing is, really, the only gripe I have with it is it's not great with IEMs because you do not get that volume control. Even when it's on 0.1 volume, it's still a bit loud. Although even with pretty sensitive IEMs, I don't really hear any background noise, which is definitely a positive. I mean, I've been testing FX audio products for years and years, and they also always make good quality stuff, but they seem to be very firmly footed in the budget realm. I can't even think of a single FX audio product I've seen that was over $200. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe the market, the profitability is better, or maybe that's just what their aim is. I have no idea. But things like, you know, the tone controls, that lets you customize the sound. You want more bass? Chuck in some bass. You want less treble or more treble? Do as you wish. And that intelligent switching between the outputs, I think that is brilliant. And honestly, I don't know why SMSL and topping DACs and headphone amps, why don't they do the same thing? Final words, if you are looking for an affordable headphone amp, in particular if you're looking for an affordable tube headphone amplifier, this one is pretty good. Don't use it with IEMs. Well, you can, I mean, but just remember what I said. But yeah, for headphones, it's a good little unit. And having said that, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, ParFam audiophile style. If you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button before you go. And until next time, I'll see you later.